This is in response to Dr. Paul Krugman's article in the New York Times on Friday, April 8th, 2016. Sanders over the edge. Now, and I waited just a few days to see if anything would change after that, and nothing has really changed. So if we look at the beginning of Bernie Sanders' campaign, when he first started off, there was a lot of ideological positions that he took, where there was a number of easy slogans. The one was $15 minimum wage, a great idea. How well we can implement it, not really sure. Break up the big banks, great idea. How we're going to implement it, not really sure. Can it really be done? Is there a better way to do it? Can we control things in other ways? So there was a lot of easy slogans over what Dr. Krugman refers to as easy slogans over hard thinking, and I would say easy slogans over real policy. What's your real policy on exactly how you're going to do this and achieve this, how it can be done? And what has happened is that Bernie has really taken off. He has found his niche on the far left. And these people have taken his sayings, his slogans enthusiastically. And they have supported him enthusiastically all throughout his campaign. And to the point where these Berners, really are trolling people for Hillary. Really some nasty, vile stuff in reference to, it's Bernie or bust. If you're not voting for Bernie, you might as well vote for the Republicans, because that's what your positions really are. And if you're not voting for Bernie, you should be charged with treason, And what has happened in the last couple weeks is that Bernie has sort of fallen into that dark side of his enthusiastic supporters, where it has become an extremely negative campaign. And again, Dr. Krugman points out, and I would always point out, that, hey, you fight on the issues. He's making it very personal, very derogatory, and what we have seen in the last couple of weeks from Mr. Sanders, Senator Sanders, is that there really is no depth to all of this. I believe it was the New York Daily News, don't know, it was another New York publication that he sat down with, and they asked him some very poignant questions about how to break up the banks. And he really didn't have an answer for that. And the Berners defended him wholeheartedly. He should know, he should have all, this is something that's a policy thing. This is what he wants to do. But no, he didn't even have the beginning of the conception of how it could even begun, how it could be started, what agencies really controlled this, how it would be implemented. He didn't have anything like that. And this is his signature campaign issue. And what has come along since then is that Bernie's positions in terms of how he is speaking about Hillary, in terms of the distortions on Hillary's positions on fracking, on Wall Street, and of course he has said that she is unqualified to be president of the United States. And of course he's had to walk that back. Now, politics is a dirty game. Let's get this down. Hillary was implying a number of things, that he probably wasn't really qualified to be president. And that maybe he really isn't a Democrat, because a number of these upcoming primaries are closed primaries, so he won't get the independents coming in here. Another reason why I always say, someone's going to when in politics, someone is going to make a decision. And you either have a say in them making a decision by voting, or you don't. And if you're an independent, when it comes to the primary, if it's a closed primary, you have no say in who will be making those decisions for you. But getting back, Bernie's been throwing some really over-the-top stuff in terms of Hillary's qualifications. And this may be because it is the beginning of the end. Or possibly it's the beginning of the end. Because we have New York in about a week, then Pennsylvania, Maryland, California, and New Jersey. I believe that Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania, and California, Hillary is ahead by over 10 points. Now, things can change quite a bit. The Bernie Sanders campaign is talking right now, because he's behind by double digits in New York. If he loses by only single digits, that's a moral victory. Well, that's a great moral victory, but that keeps you further and further away from the delegate count that you need to win. And so possibly this is the beginning of the end for him. But again, the whole idea of the campaign at this point, it should be fighting Hillary specifically on the issues and not going into this ideological purity thing and then trashing your opponent. And in essence, by saying she's unqualified, he just gave the Republicans some great talking points if Hillary is the nominee for the fall election. So Bernie, to me, is starting to sound like, what was that movie with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau? He's just becoming a grumpy old man. And let me just go over a couple quick things. Kennedy in 60, Carter in 76, Clinton in 92, not quite as much as with Obama in 08. They all smiled a heck of a lot. They were all enthusiastic. They knew how to play hardball. They knew how to play politics. You know, they characterized Carter so much because he smiled so much, and you don't see that from Bernie. He's a grumpy. He looks like a grumpy old man up there, especially when he's hammering Hillary. And of course, hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully it's the beginning of the end. We can coalesce around Hillary and really make this a decisive election of complete change with the help of Bernie and his Berners.